As the universe and the divine begins to course correct the atrocities of this criminal network, these cults, covens, and those who covered up truth, attempting to sacrifice innocent souls and get in the way of their blessings, their love life, their careers, you're going to see a lot of people play damsel in distress. A lot of people pretend to be innocent, act as if they had no idea what they participated in. They're even going to blame it on their friendship circle, their mother figures, their family members, when in fact, they received many warnings from different sources, different outlets, mainly the divine, their spiritual team, their beloved ancestors and angels, spent countless, numerous times attempting to get their attention by way of visions, dreams, downloads, signs, synchronicities, and they ignored it. They scoffed, laughed, and turned a blind eye to their own spirit team. Their own higher self and higher conscious warned them countless, numerous times to turn around. Don't participate. Don't commit the atrocities that you are participating in, that you are about to commit. And they ignored it. They ignored their higher consciousness, their higher self. And then you had those divine beings who was connected to their divine path by way of instruction, divine planning, even warn them via email, text, phone calls, and post on platforms if they have social media platforms, and warn them about the very circle of fake friends, fake friendship groups, family members around them, siblings, mother figures, etc. Countless warnings, almost to the T, maybe not perfected, but by way of the inclination, the guidance of the divine and intuition, almost to the T, what would happen, who is who, what's going on. And yet they ignored it. They turned a blind eye. And now, many of them, in order to save face, in order to make a quick escape or attempt to escape what they participated in, is going to pretend and act like they didn't know. They're going to act like it was somebody else's fault. They're even going to solicit the help of those who are either unsuspecting or ignorant to the fact that they themselves are being used, are being beguiled, and that their heartstrings is being pulled on and manipulated. They're going to turn to those who, instead of listening to their own discernment, following and listening to their own spirit team in higher consciousness, is going to entertain the deceit, the lies, the tricks, the energy, the song, the dance, the acting, the pretending, the sob story. They're going to turn to those individuals who most likely never was even supposed to cross paths with these individuals. And that in of itself lets you know this person is being played and is also blinded to the facts, to the truth on how deep this situation is. It's bigger than anybody can realize. People think that what's going on is just an isolated or a few isolated circumstances and situations, and they are unable to see the various isolated situations are actually connected, and that there is actually a bigger, greater force that is working, and that these sinister, corrupt cults and covens and criminal networks and organizations, wicked and evil entities and beings and obsessed and possessed individuals and groups and narcissistic sociopaths are actually all in cahoots and working together on all sides from every angle, playing people, dividing and conquering people. People are under the illusion that their isolated life circumstances and environment is simply that, isolated. They don't know that this is a bigger game being played by these sinister, corrupt cults, covens, groups, criminal networks, and organizations. They don't understand that at the same time, there's an illusion created around them and people pulling on their heartstrings, deceiving them, lying to them, telling them what they want to hear, and trying to solicit their help so they can use their resources and still come in as a slithering snake from a sad point of view, not aggression, not showing their hand, not showing their true emotions, but coming from a different angle, a different perspective of trying to be slick with the sadness and I didn't know, are still finding creative ways at manipulating people into going the wrong way, looking the wrong direction, taking the wrong turn, ignoring their intuition, ignoring their higher self, ignoring listening and following divine instruction and planning. See, it's a bigger game being played, y'all. And people are not allowing the light bulb to go off that these groups have already set and are making their mark and dividing and infiltrating their way into Soul Tribe and dividing people. So unions, divine high-level soul contracts do not form and come into fruition. So people are pulled off of their actual path from being within divine alignment and being in a sinister, corrupt cult and coven, simply settling for mundane or superficial desires and needs and wants, right? And not seeing that they have a whole nother, bigger, larger divine purpose for their life, and that their purpose connects to other divine beings' purpose. They are consistently creating distractions and disturbances. So you are confused about which direction to truly look, which direction to truly go. So you are dragging your feet. And even if you get an inkling of clarity, a moment of clarity, which they don't want you alone long enough to get clarity, to be able to meditate and, look into your mind's eye and connect and tap in with your spirit team, right? They want you confused to even when you get an inkling of clarity that when you make 3 steps forward, you end up taking 10 steps backwards. They want you constantly going back and forth in your mind until they eventually pull you away from any type of clarity of forward, progressive, positive movement and being in alignment with your spirit team and higher self and your divine purpose. This is not something that's make-believe. This is not play. This is not a figment of the imagination. This is happening in real time. More than likely, your circle, your friendship group, your family members, which the catalysts who have the keys, have the blueprints, who's receiving these messages, have been trying to get certain ones of you to have the light bulb go off, to understand this is not play, to warn you about your surroundings and your circumstances, that the illusions that has been casted around you is just that, illusions. You believe that the people that come toward you, for those of you who have divine missions, are truly love interests that's truly attracted to you, and maybe they do lust after you, but it's so much more connected to it. These people are sent in as distractions to make sure you don't connect with your true divine purpose, your true divine person, your true divine path. And you end up settling by way of all the gimmicks, the tricks, the schemes, the underhanded tactics, because they are going to make sure one way or another they get you caught up in some type of entrapment, some type of bad contract to where your blood, sweat, and tears, your life work, your creativity, your heart's joy, your projects, your baby projects that you've given birth to by way of all the time you invested, they're going to make sure that they receive some type of equity, that they get some type of great percentage to where once they trap you, if it so happened that later on down the line you do get clarity, so what? They already got you where they want you. They already locked you in. If you ever do find out the truth on how sinister and corrupt This group have placed an illusion around you and infiltrated your family circle, your network. They use the people around you, y'all. These people cozy up to your family members and the people you believe and supposed to be able to trust, honor, and respect. It doesn't matter if it's cousins, siblings, friends you grew up with, mother figures. This sinister, corrupt cult and group have the resources and the titles within society, in the community. They have the accolades. They use their resources, y'all, to infiltrate your friendship group and your family circle. And then that's when they go to work. If they know that your true divine partner had a download, a vision, a dream, or a confirmation from the divine, that they've received permission to reach out or connect or work with you to some degree. And if that person is being stalked and harassed and eavesdropped and pocket watched all day, every day, 24/7 around the clock, on their end, you have no idea who this person is if they have yet to reach out to you. You have no idea what this person is going through, but that they're a divine catalyst. And if they do happen to reach out to you, this group hopes that they can still get to you first because they have the resources to find you. They have corrupt law enforcement, corrupt medical professionals, corrupt people within the justice system, and et cetera, within the community. They have a whole network of corrupt individuals who sold their soul, who are sheep or weak-minded individuals that belong to these sinister criminal networks. And so they'll find you, whatever city, whatever state. They'll infiltrate and send in a celebrity. They'll send in a half-baked celebrity or somebody that got money. And that doesn't mean that all celebrities are bad people. But we all know now what's going on and how far people will go to achieve some type of success and money. We know how far people will go to sell their soul to be comfortable, not even well off, just comfortable or temporary success, a temporary acknowledgement. And then people, and a celebrity don't always have to be a famous person or a well-off person. A celebrity could be somebody that's supposed to be honored and looked up to in the community, or at least a respected figure, be it in your own family or in society. They'll send these people in and infiltrate and cozy up to the people closest to you. They'll send in somebody that you're attracted to, that you find attractive, that you find alluring, that you believe can help you by way of their background and their accolades on paper. And then you two connect because they're doing everything in their power to, along with the help of those closest to you, to draw you in, to seal the deal, so to speak. They're using the people that you're supposed to trust in your family and friendship group because they already got to them. So got them to sell you out. And these individuals is doing everything they can. This is what it means when they create the illusion, the bubble. They create a bubble around you. This is the reality. And then for long, you thinking, oh, everybody, the people I love support this. This person seems like a good person. You're not seeing that they were sent in as a distraction. You get caught up. Now they saying they can help you with your projects and your creative ideas and your blood, sweat, and tears, the things you put in with blood, sweat, and tears, and now they're partners or they getting equity. They locked you in to a long-term or a bad contract. And now, even if you do get clarity going down the line that you've been hoodwinked, you've been betrayed, you've been lied to. This is an actual sinister criminal network. It's like, oh, how do you walk away from it now? Because now you realize the light bulb goes off, the veil is removed from your third eye and your regular sight. And now you realize you've been dancing with snakes. You've been trying to be a snake charmer, or at least at that moment, you try to become a snake charmer in order to keep the peace, in order for things to remain in balance, in order for you not to ruffle any feathers. You think that you are now a snake charmer. You are able to keep all the slithering snakes around you peaceful, docile, cooperating, working together, peaceful. You think you're a snake charmer now. After you realize you woke up in a pit of snakes, you've been dancing around snakes the whole time, and now you have to be a snake charmer. How long is that going to last? How long you being a snake charmer in a pit of snakes going to succeed? Or are you thinking in your mind, I need to find my way to the exit?